Hello, everybody. I'm Athenarethispodcasts, and welcome back to the Quarantine podcast. This week's special guest is...
Hey, what's going on? I'm Jed.
Yeah,
I'm here to talk with Athena.
it's Jed. Let's go. All right, Jed, first off, a couple of questions in the beginning I ask
Yeah.
everyone. Any show or movie recommendations?
Yeah, one movie uh comes to mind in particular, and actually celebrated its 30th anniversary like a couple days ago. I think it was yesterday. It's been 30 years since it was released, and it's Goodfellas by Martin Scorsese. And I have to say it's like the best movie I've ever watched, the best movie in its genre, and I think it was robbed of an Academy Award for Best Picture. What makes this movie really good is that I think it serves as a nice introduction to the gangster genre. Before I watched this movie, I've never watched like movies or TV shows about the mafia or stuff like that. But once I watched this movie, I'm like, oh wow, this type of storytelling is really nice. And even though this isn't a lifestyle you glamorize, it's something that you look and say, wow, I wish that you could live a life like that without the questionable ethics that led them to lead that life. So after I watched this movie, it led me to watch other movies in this genre, like The Godfather, which is another really great movie that you definitely should watch, and Donnie Brasco, underrated Al Pacino movie. So if you were to start watching in the gangster genre, I would say Goodfellas is the first one you should watch.
Cool. So what's your screen time like? It's another question I ask
Oh
everyone.
yeah.
So,
So my screen time.
mm,
So far
yeah.
this past week, I've averaged almost 3.5 hours.
That's nothing. I have 4 hours and 19 minutes, and there's probably people that are much more. Today, though, is only 2 hours and 22 minutes. I think that was because I spent like 2.5 hours cleaning. What up?
Oh,
I was forced to. I didn't do it for fun. That's psychotic. No offense, unless you find
yeah.
cleaning fun. It's just not my thing. And then I had a couple meetings today early. A couple
Mm-hmm.
meetings. One about writing. One was a writer's lab, and the other one was my singing lesson. That was cool. So normal would be a lot more. My most used app right now is iMessage, which is interesting. I don't text that many people. And then TikTok, and then Instagram. I was on TikTok a lot because there's a lot
Mm,
of news about it's gonna get banned. And
yeah, it's gonna get banned.
yeah,
Right.
it was crazy. Anyway, kind of to address the elephant in the room that no one can see.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually an earthquake that happened last night. That
Yeah.
um, Jed,
Mm-hmm.
how'd you feel about it? How are you feeling now?
Okay, so I live in the San Fernando Valley, and since the earthquake's like main area was the San Gabriel Valley, I didn't feel it as much compared to my friends who were over there. Here, I just had like a little bit of shaking, um, but my friends in San Gabriel, like objects were shaking much more violently than compared to here.
Mhm.
Um, Last night, actually, I was hanging out with some friends. We were just talking on Discord, and all of us live in California. So once the earthquake happened, we asked each other, like, "Hey, did you guys feel that?" So my friends in Simi Valley felt that. My friend near USC felt that. Santa Clarita felt that. So it was a pretty um, interesting experience, to say the least.
I'm just checking the time. It was around 11:40, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
pretty late at night. Yeah, I don't know the
Okay.
exact time.
Yeah, I'm just checking because Just a little fun fact: if you guys have Twitter and you live in LA, or even if you don't, if you're scared about earthquakes as much as I kind of am, because LA.
San
Um,
Andreas.
yeah, yeah, that movie. Ooh, I'm just kidding. So LA QuakeBot is a Twitter account that gives you notification every time there's an earthquake in LA. And
Oh wow.
I felt the earthquake. I saw the notification on my phone, and I was like, "Well, yeah, of course." Like like it came probably like right as it was happening, but like I was like, oh, "Yeah, I know." Like it was just like a slap in the face to me. But that app is really good to just tell you like exactly how
Yeah.
an earthquake is, because you truly don't know unless you're a is it a meteorologist? I could be, nope. They said
A
a
seismologist. Seismologist.
maybe. Leave it down in the comments if you know. I do not, obviously. But yeah, that was crazy. So just wanted to
Mm-hmm.
kind of address that, because I mean, I'm now starting to make this a little bit about me, but a lot of things have been happening recently because 2020, man. Like it's just such an eventful year. Oh my god.
Yeah,
RBG died yesterday.
that's right. Sorry, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. Moment of silence, but I don't know why I laughed.
Yeah, yeah.
Sad. But life moves on strangely. I don't know how, but it does. And then there was an earthquake. And I mean, those don't directly correlate, but people on Twitter like to say that the earth is mad about her dying, which I agree with.
Oh,
It's funny, but
interesting.
yeah, interesting for sure.
Yeah,
Um anyway, just wanted to kind of address that big news in the week, kind of like what I want this podcast to be, kind of like, of course, documenting like your life, Jed, and how the quarantine is going, but also kind of like current events, because this is a new thing
yeah,
happening every freaking hour in
yeah.
2020.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. Did you? My parents are yelling. I'm sorry if you hear them. Can you hear them?
I heard them a little bit.
Oh, okay. Hold on, real quick. I'm gonna adjust my audio settings
Yeah.
because I switched it off for I hope I sound a little bit different, because I switched it for my singing lesson. So hopefully it's much better. And okay, cool. All right. So Jed, getting into you. What
Mm-hmm.
school do you go to?
I go to UC San Diego.
Fun.
Yeah.
What's what's your major?
I'm majoring in chemical engineering. Graduate in 2 years.
Ooh, fun. Um, so you're majoring in chemical engineering. What do you want to do
Yes.
with that? Become a
Well, right
chemical
now,
engineer.
right. Well, yes, yeah. Um, well, right now it's like I'm looking at different like options where my degree can go to, but one that I'm leaning towards is called process engineering. So that would be chemical engineers who work at a chemical plant and are responsible for either designing the actual plant and the equipment they use, or being in charge of running it. So being able to do something related to that would be pretty nice, because my uncle is actually a chemical engineer as well, and he is also a process engineer. So it would be a good experience to also do the same thing that he does. But I'm open to any other options as well.
That's cool.
Uh, anything that presents, I'll take it,
Hmm.
especially considering today's economy. I'm not confident in the job market, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Have you ever seen your uncle's work, like in person?
No, that's kind of impossible. He works in
Freaking.
the Middle East,
Oh,
so I'm uh, like I don't have any plans to fly over there. I've seen pictures though that he sends to our family, so it's pretty interesting to see. But to be there in person would be a really good experience as well. It's just impossible considering the circumstances. Like, flight could be expensive,
mhm.
and now the pandemic is really restricting travel options. So,
Yeah.
oh well.
So you already mentioned kind of what, so I switched gears back to school
Yeah.
because I know nothing about chemical engineering. I would love
Yeah.
to talk to you if I did, but all I know is there's chemicals involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could talk about,
Yeah, yeah. Like I think the basics of it is that you turn chemicals into products. And that's why you have all those plants. They're turning chemicals into consumer products, whether it be like shampoo you use, deodorant, cleaning products. That's pretty much like the basis of chemical engineering.
cool. Well, sounds cool. All right. So you already kind of mentioned you have 2 years left to graduate.
Yeah.
Right. So you're going
Mm-hmm.
into your junior year of college.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So you don't start school yet. Like, when do you start school? You're not in school currently.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not in school right now. I start October 1st, which is super, super late compared to all my other friends.
Yeah, I started a long time ago. It's been 84 years, actually. Um, what? So, like, why? Why do you start so late? Explain the quarter system at UCSD, and why do I have
Yeah.
so much beef towards it? I'm just mad. Okay.
Okay. So the quarter system is basically you get 10 weeks per quarter and one uh, week of finals. So it's a total of 11 weeks. And the UC system has 3 quarters, 4 if you count summer session. You got,
Mhm.
you know, winter, spring, and summer. And the reason why we start so late is because we um, we end pretty late as well. Schools in the semester system, I think you guys start August, right?
Yeah.
Or yeah, yeah. So you guys start August and you end maybe what, like May or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys start early and end early, but we're the opposite. Start late and we end late. This time though, since we start October 1st, it's later than usual. And I think I heard it was because they wanted to move the freshman move-in date so that it wouldn't interfere with one of the Jewish holidays that's occurring this month.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So how was online classes for you last semester?
Oh man. Um, it's both. It has its positives and negatives. So one positive about it is that you don't have to physically go to a classroom because it kind of, like, there's no travel time anymore. You could just open up your laptop in bed or on your desk and you can go to class. And along with that, since the professors record the class, you can just watch them later if you really wanted to. So that's one advantage to online school. But it's also a double-edged sword. Since you're not in a classroom, you're not in a learning environment. So it's really tough to be in that academic mindset. Like for me and others, you're probably in school or going to school in your childhood bedroom, which could be filled with distractions. So now it's a matter of trying to stay focused and um, trying to get good grades and all that.
Well,
Um,
have you ever
yeah.
watched a recorded Zoom lecture?
Yes, I have, but not in its entirety. I try to go to all the live sessions because um, it's a good thing to do. But I usually go back in case I need to like clarify some notes that I made and like stuff like that.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet.
Mhm.
Like I have like some of my teachers doing like, I think it's asynchronous, where like we don't, or maybe it's the other one, we don't have to go to
Yeah.
classes. I mean,
Asynchronous.
yeah, where there's no Zoom classes, there's all recorded lecture. I've seen those, of course, but I haven't needed to miss a Zoom lecture. I'm really pushing
Yeah.
school first, like legit school first. I mean, health first. obviously, because we're in a.
Yeah.
But then
Right.
school first, like compared to everything else, besides waking up, and making sure we're
Yeah.
alive. Yeah. Another question I was gonna ask, but I kind of forgot it. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh
So
no. Sorry, my brain kind of just flopped. Sorry, you can keep going. About oh yeah, so about the online environment, I remembered, thank God. The train
okay.
kind of started chugging
Nice.
again. All right.
Yeah.
So what's interesting about being at home, and people that are avid listeners of the podcast, you might know this. And if you're new, please subscribe, please comment, and please email the podcast. It's at athenarethispodcasts@gmail.com. Jed is smiling because I told him I'll be plugging it, and I need you to just email it.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, pretty
Back.
good transition. Just please do it. I mean, like, I don't want to make this podcast be like every 10 seconds I'm going to say email the podcast, and now you're not going to want to do it. I might reverse psychology you today. Don't email it.
Don't email it.
Don't email it.
See
Don't
what
email it
happens.
anything. Don't even say anything. I double dog dare you. Okay? No, but actually, just please. Email me anything. I really want like a segment at the end where I can just read emails and just give some advice or talk to the guest with the advice and whatever. So please, thank God we got an email today from my friend Matthew. So shout out to you right now. We'll read your email at the end. Anyway, so about kind of like what you said about turn your space into a learning environment with distractions.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah.
that's very, very relatable. I mean, for
Yeah.
me, I knew distractions were coming. I mean, like, I live here, so I know what distractions are there. The dogs, the cats, the
Mm,
water. I don't know. Anything is kind of a distraction. You just like look at water and shake it, and then I could just not do it.
exactly.
Just procrastination at its very finest. But what I've
Yeah.
been noticing about turning yourself into a work environment is really having a separate space between where you relax and where you do homework.
Yeah.
That's key. And everyone knows this that watches the podcast. The one of you. um, but a thing that's also interesting that I've been thinking about. Sorry, Jed, to kind of shift gears a little bit, but your home
Mhm.
is now your work,
Yeah.
your theater, your movie theater, your actual theater if you do acting, and like everything else, like like your chill out spot, your restaurant, your other adjectives, your other nouns, not adjectives. Oops. And it's really interesting. Like for acting, my director Jeff, shout out to you, Jeff. He always says that you have to turn your home now into a TV studio, TV set. You got to have this dumb background for filming. You got to have a mic, and you got to have a camera. I mean, this is my computer, but I have a camera.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting how now everything's shifting. Like it's a huge time shift from when we were younger. Like, I bet your parents like work and they like went to a job, came back home. No, nope, we're all just home. Probably gonna be like that for a
Uh,
while. Like, hey
yeah.
mom, I'm gonna go. Okay, I have work today. And normally that would mean like, oh, you have the house to yourself. Now that means you don't have the house to yourself.
Everyone's at home. Well,
Yeah.
do your parents work from home?
Yeah, both of them do. And it's really annoying because that's why
Oh,
my
okay.
Wi-Fi gets shitty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
'Cause
Also,
yeah.
no, sorry, you go, sorry.
Oh, you're good. It's different for me actually because my dad is a nurse, so he's still actually going outside of the house to go to work and all that. So it's a different experience than from people whose family, like everyone is working at home and all that.
Yeah. Another thing, we are filming this late at night. not like midnight, but like
Not
8
like
o'clock.
too late. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like no, we're filming at 2 a.m. This is 3 a.m. Athena. This is no, it's like 8 o'clock almost. But yeah. Okay. Do you want to say anything about like working at home, doing homework at home? How that has been for you?
Yeah. Um, I think it's much more difficult than being like than working on homework on campus. you don't have the same, like I said earlier, you don't have the same environment than you usually do. You can't, there's no library here. It's just your home.
Yeah.
So you really have to try and put yourself in the mindset like you need to get it done now. And especially because the room could be filled with distractions. Like I got my Xbox in here and a TV, so sometimes I really want to play or watch Netflix when instead I should really be doing homework or studying for a test. But it's the sacrifices that you have to make in order to be successful academically.
Or just successful, period. I feel,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Okay. So what classes are you taking next quarter? I had to say that right, because normally I ask what next
Next
semester.
semester. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm adjusting, okay? I'm learning.
you
UCSD, I'm
got
coming for
this.
you. Just kidding. No.
So, this upcoming quarter, I'm going to be taking 4 classes, and they are fluid dynamics, a lab class called experimental techniques, inorganic chemistry, and an ethics philosophy class.
Cool. Let's talk about the ethics philosophy. I don't know
Yeah.
anything about the other ones. No, let's
Yeah,
talk
no
about
worries.
fluid. What was it called? Fluid.
Fluid
We'll
dynamics.
talk about that for an hour, okay?
Oh,
No, what's
yeah.
the. How's.
Water flows through a pipe.
Are you excited? I'm excited for you to take the philosophy class. I just like. I don't not that. I just like philosophy. I took one class and
Really?
I'm Greek, so I.
Ah,
Just stereotypical stuff when you're Greek.
okay.
But
I
I
guess
mean, I
so,
like
yeah.
some TV shows and just some ethics. My dad's really into ethics and morality and philosophy, and just shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm not really into it. It's not like my number one thing. I'm like, yeah, but I watched The Good Place. Okay, I can. Have you seen The
Oh,
Good Place?
no, I haven't.
You should watch it. You need to watch it for that class.
You think so?
I think you should just for Kristen Bell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sounds cool. I don't really know what the heck anything about your classes, and you don't either because you haven't started it.
It's all right.
Did you use Rate My Professors on that?
Oh, yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Um, there are well, certain times there is only one professor for the class you get to take. So rate my professor only helps you to see how good or bad of a professor they are. Um, but it won't help you in terms of like choosing between 2 different professors. I think this quarter only one professor is offering like each of my classes. So I had no choice in professor anyway. But it is a
Still.
good tip to use it. You don't
Yeah.
want to be stuck with a bad professor.
It's good to kind of know some tea, like what you're getting yourself into, because like when you're signing up for
Right.
classes, you don't really know. Like every class is different. Like every professor is different as well. But like
Yeah.
I'm in this 260 class, CTVA
Mm-hmm.
260, cinema and television arts if you're new, and my professor, I'm not gonna say his name. I hope he never watches this, but he's really cool. I really
No,
like
I
him.
think you should say
But
it.
he's like really cool, and he keeps saying
Yeah.
that his wife is famous, and I keep trying to find out his wife's name. That sounds a little creepy, but he keeps bragging about her.
How famous? Like,
I
what
think she's like
do?
Hollywood something or other. I'm not gonna say exactly what, because I feel like people could maybe
Oh,
find out, because people might be better sleuths than me. Anyway, he's
right,
pretty
right.
cool. All the reviews of him said he sucks, he rambles too long. But I kind of like his rambling sometimes because it's
Yeah,
just like a long stream of consciousness. And he asks random questions, and I never know the answer. And he sometimes calls on me, and I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, it's okay if you don't know. And he doesn't say it like that because that's
yeah,
really toxic. But um, it's okay if you don't know. You're learning, and it's like he really just kind of gets you to become a better person before like trying to focus on all the technical stuff to film. Even though like you kind of need both, he mainly focuses on like your attitude towards it, not like you're going to become the next Alfred Hitchcock. It's like you're going to become the
oh,
next you're going to just become a jack of all trades type person and be well suited for life. And I really like
yeah.
that about him. Anyway,
That's
I
good.
what I did not like um Well, I mean, nothing bad. It's just that we had a class
Yeah.
Monday, Wednesday, and then he made us come to a Thursday 8 a.m. meeting. And I wanted to
Oof.
sleep in. I had no sleep that whole week. And I was like, yeah, Thursday's going to be my sleeping time. I didn't have a meeting till 12:30. But I did have a meeting at 8 a.m. because he was like, yo, go to this other CTVA 260 class. There's going to be a guest speaker. You should go. I was so tired, Jed. I had no sleep. I got like 2.5 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And I was
Oh
working on a
man.
PowerPoint and everything and just a bunch of homework and stuff. And I went and I was like kind of paying attention for the first like 45 minutes. It was an hour and a half. And he just played a video for the first like 30 minutes. And then he just talked to the professors and he wasn't listening to the chat about how to use Zoom. Anyway. And then after he started like answering questions, like I'm pretty sure really important questions, I just zoned out. I just couldn't handle it. Your brain just kind of like, nope. Should I leave the meeting? Then I was like, I can't leave the meeting, and I don't want to turn off my video either because that seems rude. Also,
Yeah.
turn on your video, guys. When you're on Zoom meetings, professors need to see you. You need human interaction, even if you think you look bad. Click hide self
Oh,
view, man.
I
I
I
hate
turn off
this.
my video.
Jed, no.
Actually, almost all of my professors last quarter did not want our videos on. It was distracting.
Well, okay, that's reversed for me because I have like film and theater professors, so I guess like we're switched.
Oh.
It depends. But I feel like it's just a nice thing to do because my art professor, my art 250 professor, which is my photography class for film and whatever, he was saying how he can never see any of us. I mean, I have my video on because I'm a
Yeah.
good person or try to be.
Of course.
Um, he was like, guys, I need to see you. Like, I need to know that you're understanding me and you're not just like on your phone or you're not even near your computer. Please turn it on. No one turns it on. And I'm like so pissed. And I'm like, guys, should I just direct message all of you guys to turn it on? I don't care anymore. I might. Because it gets you just so mad because he asked everyone a question. Like, do you understand that? And
No one responds.
I go like, yeah.
Uh,
And he's like, guys, does everyone respond? Like, I don't know. Like, what? And it's so annoying. God. And then this one kid
yeah.
in my other class, he like was taking a role. One guy, I actually know him kind of. He went to my middle school, but like it's really weird. Um, he never answered. Like he was asking him questions, being like, "Hey, I'm not gonna say his real name, but
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna use your name as an example. Hey, Jed, are you here? Hey, Jed, Jed." So like every
Yeah.
like 5 minutes, he'd be like, "Hey, Jed, are you here?" No response the whole entire time, and he left the meeting early and he didn't leave. So I bet he fell asleep or something. I was gonna DM him, mind you. I don't follow him on Instagram. We're not that close of
Right.
friends. We went to middle school together for a couple years. Never talked to me. Never talked to him. I mean, different grades. I was legit gonna like follow him on Instagram to DM him to get him in class. Good thing that's a little psychotic, but I felt like I just have everyone's best interests at heart. So anyway, that's just kind of horror stories of Zoom so far. Jed, good luck with that.
Yeah.
You have
Okay.
a quarter
Thank you.
coming up of that mess. I think everyone's experiencing the same stuff, but yeah. Okay.
yeah.
So where were you living before being home? You're home right now, right? You were like at your
Yeah.
childhood home.
Yeah. Yeah. So, before all this went down, I was living on campus in an apartment with 5 of my friends at UCSD.
Oh, cool. So before we get into kind of your roommates, how is being at home like? Is it cool to like connect with your family? Is your family like, hey, you're in college? Like, it's kind of just awkward and stuff. Or like my dad and mom keeps joking me like, "Are you gonna go to a party tonight? What's the party?" Like I don't go to parties and stuff. Like they know that I'm lame.
yeah. Yeah.
But like they keep joking about like you're in college. It was the worst. I mean, they used to do that, but now like starting school again, they say it again, being like, "Hey, how's college going?" I was like, I don't know, the same. So have you been having that kind of awkwardness at home?
I mean, I come back home during the breaks in between quarters. So, like, I come home during winter break and spring break. So, I feel like this quarantine has just been an extended break. You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of feels the same when I was here in like before I moved out to college. It's just that I'm older and I am in college now. So
Mhm.
um, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same in my opinion.
Hmm.
I guess they still want me to do the same chores while I'm doing my online classes and homework, but it's
That's
gonna,
so annoying. That's so annoying.
yeah,
Because like in high school, like you went to school, like you did most of
right,
your homework at high school, or like you didn't, but like you like didn't have class at least. Like the thought of me taking out the trash cans could like potentially make me late to my class. And that's if you
right,
told
yeah,
someone like
yeah,
2 years ago, me taking out the trash will make me late to my online class to my class. And they'll be like, what the heck? What do you do? Just do it later. Like, no, my mom's making me do it. Or what? Why are you with your mom? You're in college. Like, it's just such a bizarre thing to tell someone. Like, oh, sorry, I
like,
was late. I was doing.
yeah,
My mom made me take out the garbage. Like, it's
I
just
was doing the dishes or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, it's so stupid. My mom always like 10 minutes before I have anything to do, like go do this, go do that. And I'm like, I'm never gonna come out of my room again. You're just like every time you see me, it's like, oh, you should be doing something. You should like what? No, I'm in college. Do you not understand that? 9 to 5, um, in college,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then 5 to 9 the other way. I am off college, so I'm relaxing. Don't talk to
yeah.
me. Then I guess you can't really say that to your parents. I wouldn't recommend that. I really would not recommend that.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that. I tried. Don't. It doesn't help you.
Oof.
Yeah. It's okay. I wanted an awkward pause. Yeah, it's fine. You know. Okay. So tell me a little bit about your roommates or like your ex roommates.
Yeah. So
Not about your mom and dad. I just want to confirm.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so there were six of us total in the apartment and two separate rooms. And so that means three of us in each room. So I'll start off with the guys that I shared a room with, and their names were Emerson and Marcus. And I met them during my first year at UCSD. And the uh, first person I met and made friends with was Emerson. And this was during one of those like um, get to know each other type activities. And this was during the first day that I moved into UCSD. And to like give you give you guys some background, like this would be the first time I would be living away from home for an extended period of time. So it was kind of like an unnerving experience. Like I was pretty nervous and scared being away from home and all that. But I felt like I should still try and go out and make some friends while uh, I'm here so that I can make it a worthwhile experience. So the event that I attended was like um, eat pizza and play board games with your fellow like colleagues. And so once I got my pizza, I sat down on a table with like, I would say 10 other guys, but the person I sat next to was Emerson. And after playing all the board games that they had, which was like Cards Against Humanity and similar stuff like that, Emerson and his roommate at the time stuck around at the end. So I was talking to him and we were like shooting the breeze, like, hey, where are you from? What's your major? And
Wait, I
all
haven't heard "shooting the breeze" like the phrase in such a long time.
yeah.
Okay. Cool. Good to
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I've got to interject because I'm pretty sure someone will hear that and be like, "Ah," you know, sorry. Keep going.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, so we were shooting the breeze, and uh, when we started getting, or when we started getting to know each other, we shared pretty common interests. Like we were pretty much in the same major department, because he was also majoring in engineering. He's a nano engineering major, which is really nice and unique to UCSD. And like we shared common interests in video games, movies, and other stuff like that. So after we were done talking, he offered me to hang out at his apartment a little more. So then after I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. So then we hung out at his apartment a little later. And it was just a good experience to make your first friend at college. So that was the first time I met Emerson. And subsequently, we've been friends from like that day. And then Marcus was the next dude I met. And he was my roommate during my second year in college.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Marcus was Emerson's roommate, but he hadn't moved in yet because there were different days of moving. So a few days after Emerson and I met, Marcus moved in. And I think I asked Emerson if I can hang out at his place. And he was like, yeah, sure. So I was like, okay, cool. So I stopped by his place, and that's where I got to meet more of his roommates, and one of them was Marcus. And we were just sitting outside of the patio of Emerson's apartment, eating donuts, and we were just like talking about whatever. And Marcus was there, and I think the conversations somehow steered towards like orientation, and we were just making jokes about it and like, oh yeah, it was so cringy when the orientation leaders did X, Y, and Z, and we were like, oh yeah, I agree. So we were just like joking around and all that. Then a little later, I came to find out that Marcus was like a big basketball fan, like same as me. So it was pretty cool to have someone to talk to about the NBA and eventually play in the basketball courts near the dorms and the gym. So that was a good experience overall.
Cool.
So that covers the two guys that were in my direct room. And there were three other guys in my apartment also. And one of them, his name is John. He was also Emerson's roommate. And he was also present when we were just hanging out at Emerson's apartment. And whenever I'd come over, we would just hang out and talk about whatever. We haven't shared a class, but we were just like, we were pretty good friends because we had common interests. Same with Marcus. He was a big basketball fan. Coming from the Bay Area, he was a Warriors fan. So it was pretty cool to joke around with him about how, oh, the Warriors did this and that. So it was really nice overall. And the two other guys, my friends Steven and Jeremy, they were not uh, Emerson's roommate. They were just friends of John, and that's how I was able to meet them. And I think the first time I actually like talked to them was during Thanksgiving 2 years ago, and that's when Emerson had like a friendsgiving party where he invited several friends of his, and we just like ate turkey and mashed potatoes and stuff like that, played some games. And that's where I first met Stephen and Jeremy.
Cool.
And yeah, it was like pretty nice to room with all of them. They're all really nice people. It was super cool to go out
Okay.
of campus and
Couple questions I have.
yeah.
You're a nice guy, Jed. Your roommates seem like nice guys.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Are you sure they're still nice? I mean, you roomed with them for a year. Are they really that nice?
Yeah. I mean, like,
Yeah, you can't say that, but low key.
like we mess with each other like almost every day.
Oh,
It's
fun.
like that sort of thing you can do when you're close friends, right? Like you can poke fun at one another without, causing harm.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we were able to like just um, really do that. It was just a way to joke around, and I would say like strengthen the relationship and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
there were like times where we would argue about like the small things, like, hey, you didn't do the
Perfect.
dishes, and it was like, oh, okay, guess I'll do it next time. But other than that, we all got along with each other really well.
I haven't dormed yet, nor
Ah,
I mean, like, I live not too far away from my college. So I wanted to kind of dorm this year just to get that experience because my parents are kind of getting sick of me and I'm getting sick of them. Not like in a bad way, just like, I have
yeah,
to blossom. Gonna be a
like
butterfly.
become independent.
Yeah. So I was
Yeah,
maybe gonna do that. And I hear from my friends that dorm so much more shit about like everything. They're mainly film kids or theater kids, so I get like kind of the hype and the whatever, all the fake drama stuff. Like I somehow hear about it when like it's like, oh my god, did you see that what type of lip gloss she was wearing? I mean, like normally there's not cruel or stuff, but like unless you're annoying, it's not like that in college. It's just interesting, like
yeah,
you talking about your guy friends and roommates and whatever the heck. I'm like,
yeah.
y'all are
It's
having a much
different
different
than what you've
experience.
heard.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Oh,
good for you guys,
yeah, yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear that it's not all like um marshmallows and rainbows over there, They're
Hmm.
all just like, yay, we're buddies and we are rooming. Like, it's like, okay, yeah, come on. Like, it's college, Everyone is in their own world, but also, like, you didn't do the dishes, you know?
Right.
I'm glad to hear that's a thing because I couldn't imagine
Yeah.
that not happening. Okay,
No,
well,
yeah. I mean, like we all have responsibilities and
good. Is there
stuff.
someone that kind of like assigns what to do each week? Or you all just kind of clean up after yourselves?
I think, yeah, we just all cleaned up after ourselves. There would be some days where, well, like another big thing that we did was like we actually would sit around and have dinner. Like,
Oh,
um, someone would cook, and then we would all eat whatever he cooked, and we just talked about whatever. So it was pretty cool to have that at the end of the day.
that's
But
really sweet. That's like a mini
yeah,
fraternity that you guys are doing. That's like not a bad fraternity, not like a normal fraternity where it's like, yeah, girls.
yeah, I
Y'all
know.
are like being wholesome. That's really sweet.
Yeah. Um, the one thing that always follows is like who's gonna wash the dishes. Because it was like the person who cooked would not want to wash, because they cooked, so like
Yeah,
it's understood. And then we're all looking at each other after dinner like,
like
I
that
did last.
SpongeBob meme.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like I did last
SpongeBob. I meant God.
like The Office.
Yeah, oh, I meant Spider
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, Spider-Man, yeah.
Oops. But yeah, the Office meme too. Yeah, same,
Yeah.
same, same energy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's
So
sweet. Oh,
yeah, like that was like in terms of um arguments, that was like as high as it would go. Like, we were all cool. We got along.
that's really sweet. I don't know why I'm like, oh my god, you all should be a boy band. I feel like y'all would make so much more money or something. Like sort of vlog series or something. You guys should
Oh
like,
God.
that probably would have been gross. Probably like a week later once he posted it, but like, get that coin, Or like that would have been
We'll
sweet. I would like to
see.
see like six guys like just like being all sweet or like pulling little pranks. I mean, I don't think I would watch that content
Oh,
willingly
well, we had
now.
like our share of pranks.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't think I would watch that content now, but back in the day,
Right.
I probably would. I mean, I watched O2L, so same thing,
Okay.
but probably much worse. Okay, so what was kind of the plan? You were trying to move in, kind of the whole theme for this week is you missed out on an apartment. So
Yeah,
kind of
that's right.
yeah, yeah. So how's that? What happened with that?
Yeah. So around the fall quarter 2019, sorry. We were all talking about our off-campus housing situation, and we were all like, "Hey, we should room with each other again." let's try and find an apartment off campus that's nice, cheap, and affordable. So that this was in fall 2019 before everything went down. And then here comes like January and February. That's when we were really doing our research into off-campus apartments in the La Jolla area, which is where UCSD is located. And we were all just finding several different apartments that can fit our budget and um, could house all of us. And there was one apartment that we saw that we really liked, and we liked it enough that we went and did a tour. And it was like, it was the closest we got in terms of the apartment process. We never actually applied for a lease or anything because when March came around, that's when the coronavirus really hit the States. And especially the San Diego area, there were like a confirmed case or two of COVID. And that's when UCSD decided to shut everything down and not
Yeah.
have in-person classes. They changed all the finals of winter quarter to online, and they wanted everyone who had the ability to go home for the spring quarter. And because of that crisis, it was just, yeah, there's no way we can apply for a lease now because what like it was totally unpredictable of what the coronavirus would affect us. So we all just moved home. My friends, 5 out of the 6 of us in the apartment stayed in California, and my other friend moved back home to the East Coast. So we were all split up at the spring quarter. And occasionally we would bring up, like, hey, do you guys still want to pursue the apartment? But we were all so skeptical about it because we didn't know. It was a tough situation. We decided it wasn't worth it to apply at the time because it would just be hard for everyone considering the situation.
Yeah, of
Uh,
course.
yeah, I mean, I wish things worked out, but unfortunately it didn't. I was looking
Mm,
forward to it.
yeah,
My
that
friends were too.
sucks.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it probably in a parallel dimension, y'all were like, I don't really believe in parallel dimension. I don't know.
I
Whatever.
mean, it's a possibility.
Eh, I'm not a scientist. Anyway, I
That's
bet in
okay.
a parallel universe you would probably be making a YouTube series or whatever with your roommates. I would have tried to convince you, or maybe not me, but maybe I would have. What if I do that now? What if I tell my other universe person, me,
Yeah,
to go tell you to do that? Because I would honestly, that sounds really cool. Like being in an
yeah.
apartment with 5 of your friends, being in college. Like, I don't know. Oh, God, man, sorry to make you upset, even though it's making me upset thinking about how cool
No,
that would be
it's
for
all right.
you. It's making me be like, dang, I really miss college, guys.
Yeah,
Hiking sucks.
I feel that too. I
Mm,
miss I miss college, but not the education, just like the other experiences that
yeah.
come with it.
As a whole, I think it's good. I mean, sometimes.
Yeah,
Just like the overall kind of vibe is kind of like, eh. But
like you're
like,
free,
yeah.
but at the same time, it's like, oh God, these classes are killing me.
Yeah. It's simultaneously heaven and hell. I really think
Yeah, it's
that's like a
purgatory,
perfect definition,
just
I
like
think.
in between.
Yeah. So it's Earth. If
Yeah, there you go.
you guys are living, you guys know what that feels like. Okay. Unless you live on Mars. Okay.
Oh,
Or wherever. Okay. So that sucks. Don't want to ask too many more questions, but maybe I do because one more about college,
yeah.
and then we'll kind of shift gears a little bit. So how was it like? Like everyone I interviewed beforehand. Not to
Mm-hmm.
like talk bad upon. It's not bad. It's just like you actually moved away for college. Like you lived
Yeah,
somewhere else. You weren't at home. That seemed really scary. Like what was that like
yeah,
for you from a transition from like living in San Fernando Valley to like living in like San Diego, and now like
yeah.
there's no like pedal or like kind of what is it called, a crutch for you, basically. You're kind of just
Mm.
on your own, and if you're
Yeah.
sad, you have like, and like, like how was that? I don't know.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, it was a pretty daunting experience because,
Like that.
um, yeah, it would have been, or when I moved in my freshman year, fall of 2018, it was the first time I moved away, or like the first time I'd be, um, staying away from home for an extended period of time. I think the maximum amount of time I stayed away from home was like 10 nights or something like that. 10 nights when I did this program during high school. And even then, that was scary because that was my first time just being away from home uh, without my family, like, period.
Mm.
So even though it was only 10 days, it was doable, but this was the quarter system, like 10 weeks plus another one for finals. It was like, God, 3 months. You're not you are not going home for a long period of time except for Thanksgiving or something like that. So it was like it was a pretty scary transition, but eventually you get used to it because like you're not alone. You got your roommates, and my roommates during freshman year, they were nice, but like some of them were messy. But you know, I'm willing to look over that because they were pretty nice overall. And so, since you're not alone, um, you have others you can just converse with and hang out to forget about um, homesickness and all that. So, yeah, I would say that's how one can handle being away from home for a long
Mm-hmm. Because I go to my college. I'm not going to say the name again.
time.
Feel
Yeah.
like someone could just find me. That's not an invitation. That is just a fear of mine. So please don't. So anyway, I feel like I stay in the same area.
Yeah.
What up? I have been away from home only for like 2 weeks. I went to Greece for 2 weeks by myself, not like just by myself. It was like
Oh, wow.
with some people. That was really honestly really
Fun.
incredible. I would really recommend like traveling. Not I want to travel alone more, even though like you know,
Right.
that's scary. But like not alone, but just travel like without your
A
parents
group
once
of
or twice.
friends.
Yeah, I mean like
That'd be so cool.
not like they're not like my close friends. It was just some people that all signed up to go to Greece, and
Mm. Yeah.
like I knew some of them. Like obviously, like I'm a floater, so I know like everybody's name. Like, I think that's really
Right. Yeah.
important to know everyone's name. That's just you just being respectful, and everyone needs to be treated with respect.
Of
That
course.
Mike. But like I knew everyone's name going into it, like everyone's name except for the parent. Yeah, except for this one girl who was the sister of the guy. So I learned her name obviously. I wasn't just like,
Yeah.
no, I don't know you, bye. But it was really interesting because like we had roommates and stuff. We didn't get our own room, so I didn't necessarily have that. But I kind of felt like kind of a college experience. But like the thing
Hmm.
was is that it was like a week before APs and stuff, so I was trying to study. I brought my AP books with me to Greece. I did not study. This is not a good plan. Don't do
Oh,
what I did. Do not bring your AP books to Greece. You will definitely
you're not gonna study.
not read them at
Hmm.
all.
What APs are they?
Oh God, I don't even want to mention it. Okay, I wasn't. No, AP Gov, AP Econ, AP Lit, yeah, AP
uh,
Computer Science, AP Physics.
oh,
That's it.
dang.
Yeah, I think I had 5 APs. That was yikes. Don't do those. Just give up. Give up. Unless you're
They'll
really
be worth
smart.
it though. They'll be worth it. Don't worry.
If you pass,
Yeah. If you pass, that's the key part.
I'll discuss my APs in a later date. I'm still not recovered from
Yeah,
them.
that's all right.
Clearly. Anyway, I think that was kind of an interesting experience to kind of go off and be by yourself. Like I think for me, whenever I'm
Yeah.
like traveling or whatever, like just away from home, I'm very productive. Like not productive studying wise, but like let's say I get an hour off,
Mm.
like I can do whatever I want in a country. I mean, like, of course, you don't have an hour off. You have to stay. Anyway, just like if you have time to spare, I want to do everything. Like I'm up. Like I wake up early, walk around the boat. We were on a big boat, so I
Yeah.
was like, I'm up, I'm walking, I'm swimming, I'm eating, I'm meeting,
Yeah.
I'm dancing, I'm playing bingo. Bingo, it's fun. I didn't do the karaoke though because that was really scary, and but
Ooh.
probably should have, but I can't sing, so I missed
Karaoke
one.
is fun.
Kind of. It was really interesting. I like legit. There was an itinerary every day for the boat. I went
Yeah.
to like everything except for the things that I didn't want to do. Like some of the things that are like taught you languages and stuff. That was cool. Mind you, learn languages, learn about different cultures. But
Yeah.
we also
Definitely.
had to eat because everything was like 15 minutes away and it's on a big boat and you gotta just know where the heck everything is. Also, some things are
Right.
like age. I was 17 and you can't,
No alcohol.
yeah, that was the big thing. You don't, yeah. So like I mean, I didn't do anything like that, but like some of the things you can't do. So I just wanted to skip it because can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
But yeah,
understandable.
it was really fun. Now I'm thinking about it. Dang, I miss it. Dang, oh my god. Hopefully I'm gonna have my friend Matthew on the podcast. Not Matthew. I know a lot of Matthews. I met him in Greece, and hopefully we're gonna talk about like Greece. So it's kind of a little preview to what we'll be talking about. Hopefully, if I get him on the podcast, he wants to do it. We just gotta figure out a time because he does not live near me. He lives in Jersey, and it's
Oh.
just interesting to kind of get the time frame right. He's free whenever I'm not free. Like vice versa.
Right.
So it's just interesting to kind of just work that out, the time difference, and it's going to be interesting. So hopefully we get that next week. Though I don't think it will be Matthew. I'm not sure yet. Next week's podcast is TBD. Anyway, let's focus on this
Yeah.
one. So what else have you been doing while in quarantine, Jed? Like, just kind of
Mm-hmm.
hint to you what I want you to kind of talk about because we talked about this before. Like you exercise every day, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like an interesting thing for me to know. Like taking this all out of context. Yeah, but we
How do you
talk.
know that? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, what do you do for exercise?
Yeah, so I just downloaded an app like way back in the this summer. This was in June, I believe. And I'm like, I'm not as active as I want to be because back in UCSD I'd be walking almost like 2 miles a day because my
Mhm.
classes were so far from each other that you pretty much had no choice. And I'd also be playing basketball with my friends, which was really good exercise. So here at home, I don't have access to those like opportunities. So I'm like,
Mhm.
all right, this is better than nothing. So I downloaded an app called Home Workouts, and I just like follow along with whatever they
It's
do.
free, right? It's free.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Okay,
free.
cool.
If you want more exercises though, I'm pretty sure you have to pay. So
I have a
I
little shout out for that. You can get Swork It. Sorry, it's a little shout out if you want to know.
oh
Like,
yeah.
Swork It's really good. I've had it since freshman year. I use it sometimes, but like also I
Mm.
don't. I
Yeah.
mean, it depends on my day. I'm normally like sit here 24/7. But yeah, Swork It.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's just look up on YouTube too if you kind of skip.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's a girl named Rachel Guinea Fitness. She's
Ray.
from Mango Street. I'm not sure if I'm saying her name right. I'm so sorry. But she's from Mango Street. If you know about anything about photography and you look up you're on the photography side of YouTube, Mango Street. She started a new channel where she just does like it's tutorial stuff, and she doesn't talk at all, so you don't have to feel nervous about like social
Yeah, yeah.
anxiety. And there's music too. Like it's really calming, good music. And I'll just check it out. Sorry, just to shout it out.
Yeah.
Anyone's like
Yeah, no
interested.
worries.
Yeah, sorry. Keep going.
Yeah, so every morning after I wake up, I just do those exercises that focus on like certain parts of the body. So one day it would be like arms, next day is shoulders, other day is legs. You get the idea. So
Yeah,
it's just a
cool.
good way to be active during these unprecedented times, as the commercials say.
Yeah. So you've also been playing video games a lot, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So can you name just like two or three
yeah.
top
So,
three?
okay, sure.
Mhm.
Top three I've played during quarantine was NBA 2K20, which is a basketball simulation game. Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, which is an open world role-playing game, RPG, and Red Dead Redemption 2, which is a Western action adventure open world game.
Mm-hmm. We've also been playing Among Us. I just got it. We were
Oh,
going to
yeah,
play
yeah, yeah.
tonight, Jed. I swear. I think probably in about an hour or so, right? You think? I'll
Yeah,
text the group chat.
right, yeah.
Just another little thing before we talk about Among Us. I have not played it. I actually tried it. I downloaded it last night. I played the free play version, like the
Yeah.
yeah
On
free
your
play.
phone?
Yeah, on my iPad. No, wait,
Oh,
was
on
it on
your
my
iPad?
phone? I don't remember. It doesn't matter really. But we've been doing weekly Zoom, not weekly Zoom calls, right? Me and you
Right,
and
yeah.
Rodney and Glory Ann.
Glory.
Yeah, so if you listen to
Yeah,
the Rodney podcast and the Glory Ann podcast, I think me and Glory talk about it. I don't know. We've been doing like kind of weekly hangout sessions. That's been fun.
right, yeah.
If we were in person, we probably would not be doing that because I mean, if we were in person, you would be in, well, you would be here
I'd be in.
right now, but I think it would be mainly be me, Rodney, and Gloria, and doing homework probably a lot, like once a week or so.
Right,
And then we would try
yeah.
to all of us hang out, either go bowling or whatever. Oh, actually, maybe we would be doing. We probably wouldn't be doing Zoom meetings because no one heard of Zoom before like this whole entire thing. But we would probably be like just playing it without like talking, or maybe on Discord if. I mean, I know to use Discord, but like if we like
Yeah,
transition to Discord
right,
probably would
right.
in an alternate life, alternate world, we would be doing it that. I don't know why I keep saying it, but like, it's just crazy. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
do weekly Zoom calls with your friends, guys. We
It's a
haven't
good
been
way
to,
to check in.
it's a really good way to check in and also play games, We played
Yeah.
Skribbl-io, we play Evil Apples,
Mm.
we just play life, the game of life. We just talk and
Yeah.
connect. Okay. That
Yeah,
one's
yeah.
really fun. All right, yeah, sorry. You want to talk a little bit about Among Us and about
Just
it?
like, just, yeah, yeah. So the basic premise is that you're on a spaceship with a certain amount of what are called crewmates, and you just go around doing basic tasks like fixing the wiring of the spaceship or throwing out the disposal, just like really simple tasks that um, are done. But the twist is that one of them in the group is called the imposter, and the imposter's job is to eliminate all the other crewmate members without getting noticed. So if you are the imposter, that's the objective to and how to win the game. If you're the crewmate, you have to figure out who the imposter is by voting off who you think it might be, or if you're fast enough, you and your crewmates can complete all your tasks. That way, the imposter will lose. So it's a pretty simple premise, but
It's
it's
kind of like
super fun.
Mafia, or
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like Mafia.
It's like it's like one of those games where you just it's like a test of friendship. It's like how far can it go? Because
Yeah.
you'll be seeing like who's like the best liar of all. And it's super interesting to see your friends like yelling at each other like it's not me, it's him.
Mm,
And it's it's super funny how
nice.
intense it gets. I
Okay,
do
cool.
recommend.
I would recommend if you don't want to play a game but you still like that premise, there's a British TV show called Would I Lie to You, and it's three comedians that talk and be like, hey, actually, they read out a card and be like, well, I'm actually the fastest typewriter in all of California. Like, they would say that and they would question them and like, what's your typing speed or whatever. You're like, whatever. They just have to lie or they're telling the truth. For me,
Yeah.
that was a lie. I'm not. And if you are, please email me at athenarethispodcasts at gmail.com. I
Yes.
haven't been promoting that as much. It's in the description, though. Okay, Jed, last question. I actually have three more, but I am skipping two of them because for time's sake. Also, like, they're just dumb questions. And I've already kind of asked them.
Okay.
So I asked them before, kind of.
Yeah.
So last question: how did we meet? We'll kind of talk a little bit about like how we know each other. Do you want me to
Yeah.
start? Because we both probably have different views of how we know each other.
Yeah, I think we do have different views. I'm interested to hear yours.
I'm interested to hear yours. Okay, so we went to high
Yeah.
school together. You know,
Yeah, which will be unnamed.
yes. Don't try and find it because that's creepy. Don't be a creep. Okay. So I knew about you kind of. You know, you just know about people. I want to know everyone's name. I knew your name. You were a
Yeah,
friend
yeah.
with Glory. I don't think we ever like really talked in high school. Same thing with me and Rodney. Like we just never
Yeah.
talked. We legit
It was
became
more
friends.
after high
Yeah,
school.
definitely.
Yeah.
Or technically, while I was in high school, because you were a freshman in
Oh, because
college.
we're yeah,
Yeah.
I'm 1 year ahead of you, so that
Mhm.
makes sense.
Yeah, I think because I was friends with Glorianne my junior year, her senior year. We became friends then. We played Fortnite in physics class and whatever. And
Yeah.
then me and Glory got really close pretty quickly. You know, good person, good vibes, everything. Um, but I met you through her. Like she threw like
Yeah.
kind of Rodney through, but she kind of threw a party at Rodney's house. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
That was fun. I kind of met you there. I mean, I met you, like re-meeted you, like reintroduced myself, and
Like we got more acquainted,
yeah, yeah,
like we
and
knew each other, but not like to
yeah.
the extent that we do today.
I would have called you a colleague then. I don't
Yeah,
normally say that
yeah.
word, but like an acquaintance,
An
I guess.
acquaintance, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
but
mutual friend.
yeah, yeah. But now I think I can call you a friend, Jed. I mean, you're on my podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so we've been kind of close friends, but I think with the same thing with me and Rodney and me and you is that we normally don't hang out by ourselves, like just us. We
Right, it's
don't
usually
like,
in that group with
yeah, and I don't normally
Lori.
text you. I normally text you in a group, and you normally respond.
Yeah,
Both of you
right,
responded.
right.
Same thing
Of
with
course.
Rodney. But now I'm kind of just texting Rodney more, and I'm kind of texting you more for the podcast at least. And it's the start of a
Yeah.
good friendship, I hope. You
Yeah,
know, this
yeah.
is just what everyone wants: good friendship, good vibes, good whatever. So yeah, I think that's kind of like my perspective on how we met. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what's your perspective? Do you have any conflicting feelings or anything to add?
No, no, I mean like for the most part, yeah, I agree. That's how we met. It was, through Glory Ann because I mean, during high school, I remember you two would like hang out and all that, but at the time I didn't really talk to you. It wasn't
Mm.
until after college or after high school for me and Rodney and Glory that we actually did get to know each other a little more, and that was especially during the Christmas party that she would throw at Rodney's place. So yeah, it was like that was pretty much the way that we became friends,
Mm.
and you know, I hope it continues for a long time.
Yeah. And then we've also been doing like Zoom meetings. Like I probably saw you
Yeah.
like a couple times in person. I mean, like
Hmm.
besides high school, of course.
Yeah.
Just hang out sessions probably like a couple times, like two, three, four, five, maybe. I would
Yeah.
say like three,
Maybe.
four max. I think at
Right.
least two, right? Because two Christmas parties.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it was only two. I don't. I'm not.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We should all have a brunch once. I don't know. I just been going through my
Like a
old like phone.
Sunday brunch.
That'd be cool. Like IHOP or Denton. Probably not Denny's, because I mean you know why. Don't say why.
Wait. Oh. Had to
Yeah.
get the
The
cogs working.
yeah the
Okay.
reference. Yeah. All right.
I mean,
That's
they're Grand Slam though.
I agree. Yeah. The smoothies are good. Anyway. Uh. Oh my god, we're probably gonna get like stuff for that because you know who's gonna listen to it and know about it. Okay.
Oh.
But I think that'd be cool. Also, we've been like playing
Right.
Evil
Yeah.
Apples a lot. I think I bonded to you over that because you choose some really good. You have an interesting taste when it comes to that game, and I appreciate it
Yeah.
sometimes and hate it other times. It's fine. You live, you learn, as Alanis Morissette would say. All right, so let's move on to the email questions. It's not going to take that long.
Oh, okay.
We only have 5. Okay, this
Make
is
sure
from
you email
the podcast. Thank you.
Athena. Yes.
athenarethispodcasts at
Athena.
gmail.com if you want to be
All
featured on
right.
the segment. Okay. Have you ever? Okay, it's from a person who will not be named. It's Voldemort. It's Matthew Flores. It is my guy Matthew, aka Derek. Okay, and he said, "I'm riding my bike right now. I'll be completely honest.
Yeah.
I texted him about like 40 minutes before we started filming, being like, Matthew, can you please? I mean Derek, but I call him Matthew because I've known him as Matthew. But he wants to start going by Derek because it makes me mad." The whole entire thing with Derek's name won't be explained right now, but I'm not being disrespectful to him or the pronouns or his name. He just legit one day was like, "What if I just go like start by going by a different name just to like mess with you?" Because I started saying how much I hate the name Derek from The Good Place. His character name is Derek, and it says Derek, and I kept saying that to Matthew. I think something like that
Yeah.
happened, and then he changed his name. I'm not gonna go into it all. Matthew can maybe explain, but it just makes me mad. Oh my god. It doesn't make me that mad. It's just like really confusing for other people to understand what's going on. So that's the part that makes me mad. Okay.
Yeah.
From Derek. I try to say it like okay. Have you ever tried frolicking
Frolicking.
yeah, frolicking in the snow? I haven't. It's time for my favorite segment of the
Mm.
pod. I haven't frolicked in the snow. I don't think I frolicked ever.
Oh,
Still time. Maybe I have. I think like when I was a kid, I think you just don't know how to
like
walk, so you
this, like the
frolic.
sound of music,
Yeah,
just in the hills.
that would be fun. But I would just be like if I saw that happening, I don't know what I would do. Maybe run. Okay, it's time for my favorite segment of the podcast, where I, your biggest and skinniest fan, might not be true, but okay, presents you with questions that keep the show interesting. So, without further
Oh,
ado, here are some questions that you will surely enjoy. He was actually biking while I called him. Probably not the safest time to FaceTime someone and tell him to email me, but he did it. So thank you, Matthew. Really, really, really appreciate it. For your guest, have you watched the best episode of the podcast yet? The one featuring Derek. If so, what is your favorite thing about him? If not, why didn't you?
I have not, unfortunately.
Have you seen any of the episodes?
I've seen the episode of Glory for maybe I've seen a few minutes of it.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks, Jed. You're a really good friend. I'm kidding. I'm
I'm
kidding.
sorry.
I'm kidding.
I feel bad.
No, it's okay. You don't have to like, because I think what's weird about podcasting and stuff, you kind of feel like as a friend of someone who podcasts. I mean, I'm not a friend of someone who podcasts. I'm not a friend of myself. That's why I say this. I like it feels kind of obligated to like watch the podcast, like your friend does it. But then like also, I don't really want my friends to necessarily watch my podcast. It's like a weird thing. Like I'm telling my heart. I don't want my friends that I know personally in real life to hear it. I want random strangers to hear it, which is
Hmm.
creepier and weirder, but it makes sense
Right.
for this time.
Yeah.
Not like
Yeah.
COVID, but like the internet time. Like I don't watch podcasts of people that I know. Like it's not like my dad who's like, "Hey guys, welcome back." Like it's not. It's like those YouTubers that I value and stuff. It's really interesting about that. But you don't have to be watching my podcast or even being on my podcast doesn't necessarily determine if we're friends or not. It just determines if you
Yeah.
want to and if you're down. Like anyone can be in the podcast. If you want to be in the podcast, please email the podcast at
Yes.
athenarethispodcasts@gmail.com and take a shot every time I say podcast. You're guaranteed to die. Okay. Also, don't take a shot if you're underage. Take a shot of water. Then you'll be hydrated.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So you didn't. Please check it
I
out.
did
Please check
not.
out Derek's episode. Oh, or just at least Rodney's a bit because you know him. So
Yeah.
all right. So what is your favorite form of cyberbullying?
Oh no. I Oh God. That's such an odd, intriguing question.
Yeah,
But
I love it.
I don't condone it. I'll say that.
Okay, but can you just, yeah, of course.
But well, yeah, I don't
You know
condone it.
what? I have a really good answer. I just remembered. I was gonna say I don't condone cyberbullying. I actually went to a class about it in middle school about cyberbullying or just
Uh-huh.
bullying in general at this weird thing. And I just remembered that, and that was crazy. I don't know what was happening. So anyway,
Yeah.
my favorite form of cyberbullying.
Oh God.
I was gonna say I hate comments so much because then it just gets in your head.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I do like just roasts.
Mm.
I think that's creative, unless you get
Yeah.
like a ghostwriter to do it for you. I don't like that. But I like just thinking because I mean, there's a process to make a roast about someone.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's I have to come up with a script, I have to actually film it, I have to edit it, I have to post it. You're leaving a hate comment. It just takes you oh, they suck, and then you do it out of fear, hatred, or passion, or maybe aggression, a bunch of words. But with a roast, you have to be melodical about it. I think just think about everything when you make a roast video. Just you have to rap as well, kind of. It's just
Oh,
top
like a
tier.
like a diss track.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
yeah, those are cool.
yeah. Favorite form of cyberbullying because it's creative and also some interesting moments in YouTube history has happened because of diss
Oh
tracks
God.
and
Yeah.
roast videos. So
I
yeah,
agree.
that's my favorite form of cyberbullying.
You're
Do you want to
cancelled
add to
now.
anything? I don't
Um.
condone it. Just by the way, I do not condone it,
Right.
but
Right. Yeah.
I think those are creative. I can come at it from the aspect I like it creatively. I don't like it ethically.
Like morally.
Morally, it's bad.
Yeah.
But
Right. Yeah.
but joking
Sometimes it's
wise,
funny. Yeah.
sometimes it's
Joking
funny.
wise, it's funny if it's
Yeah.
done well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to add anything to that, or do you want to just remain silent on the pressing issue?
I'll leave it at no comment.
Okay, cool. So Jed cyberbullies people. Just want you to confirm.
Wait a second.
He's a nice
Hold
guy,
on
but hold
here.
on. No, okay. All right. If you see a giraffe walk out of the ocean, what country would you want to travel to?
If I see a giraffe
Hmm.
walk out of the ocean,
Yeah, what
uh,
country would you want to travel to?
I, I mean, I think the geographic location that can have that possibility would be some country in the African coast because I feel
I
like
don't think you need to think of it as what he's saying. Um,
or am
I
I
think
just
you
thinking too hard?
I think you're thinking too hard. I
Uh,
mean
dang.
I don't want you to feel discouraged from thinking about the first half of the question. He just does this to kind of throw you off. So I
Yeah.
think what you mainly want to take is the predicate.
What what
Country
country?
would you want to? That's not the predicate, huh? All English majors are gonna hate me. I'm sorry.
So what's the
What
question
country would
again?
you want to travel to?
Oh man, I would say Italy because it
Mm.
has rich history. And there, have you heard of Dan Brown and his books like The Da Vinci Code or
Oh
something
yes,
like that?
yes.
Yeah, yeah. So some of his books take place in historic locations like Vatican City or Venice. So to be able to go there and experience um, what some great uh, cultures and food, it would be a really cool
Mm-hmm.
way to um, broaden my horizons and all
Yeah.
that. So Italy is my answer.
I would probably, I don't know where I would want to go. I want to go everywhere. But kind of first two things that came to mind, I'm not going to say because I
Omaha,
just,
Nebraska.
no. I
So
would
close.
want to maybe go to Spain. I don't know
Oh
why. I
yeah.
just thought of it. I mean, I want to go everywhere. Why not Spain? Do I have a reason? No, actually, kind of. Lucas Corns, I'm pretty sure he's a YouTuber, and he goes to many different countries. And
Mm-hmm.
I just recently watched his Spain vlog, and it's gonna be really embarrassing if he never went to Spain, or maybe it wasn't him and it was someone else. I don't know. I just heard about Spain last week, and I thought, oh, that'd be cool. Obviously, he
Yeah.
didn't go now. He went a long time ago. But anyway, he, they, whoever went. Who went? I don't know. I'm just gonna credit him. It might not be him. But anyway, okay. What is your go-kart karaoke song? Oh my god.
My go-kart
No, I
karaoke.
mean go to. Why did I say go-kart? Go to
I
karaoke
thought
song.
I thought he did that again to throw us off.
No, I can't
That was
read.
just you?
Sadly.
Okay. Go to karaoke song. Oh God. I don't know. Maybe I haven't done much karaoke lately.
I haven't
But
done any.
um I would say Hotel California by the Eagles.
That's good.
That's one of my favorite songs. So I don't know. I just vibe to that. So that's
Mm,
my answer.
nice. Actually, I lied. I did do one karaoke thing, kind of. I went to Hamburger Mary's, which is a queer like bar and grill, which is really cool. They do like drag
Yeah.
shows or whatever. I went once for school, and actually for school, like I'm not even lying. I went once for school,
For
which is
yeah,
crazy. Anyway, I did do karaoke. I sang "Rude." I don't think that like "Rude." I don't know who
rude.
the song. Yeah,
But like
why
that
you so
2014
rude?
or something.
Yeah, yeah. Because
Oh man, I used to like that song.
yeah, it's a good song. But I don't know. Maybe I'll do Taylor Swift, or because I think I actually know Taylor Swift. You know what I mean? You just kind of know the songs.
Like it's
Or
like it's on 24/7 on the
yeah,
radio
so
pretty much.
maybe something from Taylor Swift. I don't know. I need to
Blank
come up with.
space.
Yeah, maybe that'd be cool. I know that one very well. Something like that. I don't know. That was a good answer. Or maybe Cotton Eye Joe. I'm specifically saying that just because.
That's funny.
Yeah. Okay. If Disney decided to make a live action Finding Nemo film,
Yes.
cat style, so like the
Oh, like
actors and
cats.
faces and bodies are used with CGI fur, except this time it's fish scales or whatever.
Oh
Who would you
yeah.
want to play?
Who would I want to play?
hmm
Hmm.
I got my answer.
I'd want to be the
I want to be
pink
the turtle.
turtle.
Oh my
Oh,
god. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so me
You
and
know
you are
how
gonna fight
fun
for
that
that.
is?
Yeah, yeah, because you're not in that movie that much. Like it's kind of like Taylor Swift and
He's just
Cats. You're just like
chilling.
they're barely in it, and you still get like all the credit for it. But also like if it
Yeah.
goes bad, you'd be like, well, I was barely in it. And I wasn't Nemo, I wasn't Dory. I'd be like,
Yeah.
I was just the turtle, and like I think that'd be like the scapegoat, or I'd be the shark, because that's like barely in it as well.
Oh, right.
Or
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
one of the shark's buddies, because like he's barely in it, and people be like, "Well, why did you do this movie?" And be like, "Well, like, I was offered the shark. Who wouldn't be the shark?" Or like if Jed, you get the turtle, I'll get the shark.
Yeah.
Or like one of the side sharks, I'd be like, "Well, look at who the shark was." If it's someone famous, I'd be like, "Well, look, it's James Corden or Aquafina, whoever." Hold on. Sorry, I'm back. That was really awkward.
Yeah,
My dad
no
was just yelling
worries.
at me. I should have paused the recording. That's awkward.
That's
So if you,
okay.
Jeff, I was gonna tell you to maybe talk, but my dad was knocking the door, being, "You better eat. It's 9 o'clock at night, and I should eat." He's like, "No, okay. Eat, eat." Like threatening me with food. Like that's that's so annoying. So sorry, guys. Hopefully that wasn't that long. I was just trying to explain. He was like, "What?" And oh, you know how parents can be. Okay. Um, so that's been the end of the questions. Like that was legit the last like minute. I just have to wrap up and then
Oh, okay.
Okay, Jed, thank you so much for being here. I really, really
Thank you for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
Sorry for
Yeah.
that weird like 35 seconds of just silence from me. And Jed, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. This
That's
episode
okay.
has been a roller coaster, which is
Yeah.
great. Some people like roller coasters. I don't, but I like this podcast, so it's not a roller coaster. It is a podcast. All right, but that's gonna do it for now. Jed, thank you so much. Anything else? Any last words? Oh, I forgot to read the end of the email. Here's just some
Oh,
kind words. Most dreams don't come true, even if you try
ooh.
hard enough. Some inspiring words to leave us this time.
Do you know
Don't
who
listen to
said
that.
that?
Yeah, it was Derek. It was,
Oh.
yeah. He goes by Huey now because I told him not to. But Derek,
Mm.
aka Matthew, aka Huey, aka a good person, aka the most annoying person ever to me. Besides my cats. God. Besides me too. I'm really annoying. Anyway, don't listen to that. Follow your dreams, kids. Do whatever you want. It's your
Yeah.
life, YOLO, you know. Oh, Jed, anything you want to say, or do you want to just end the episode? Oh, email the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. Email first. Yeah. Email the podcast. That's number one. And then second, just stay healthy during
Yeah.
these times. Stay safe. And good luck to
I hope
whatever
my
comes
email
up.
finds you well.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Yeah. All right. Thank you and good night.
All right. See you.